And as you know, because of my status
Your status.
here in the jail,
Bubba told me your status is in a relationship.
if a verdict of conviction could be reached,
Keep
but
reading.
would have to be reversed on appeal due to an obvious.
That's funny. This is the first time you decided to do some homework, Daryl. You've been doing this trial for 15 days. This is the 15th day it is. And you just now decided to do some research. Like, oh, what? The jury's out deciding my fate? Oh, I guess I should do some research now.
For the record, this did not come about from the prosecution side, from the defense's side, and certainly not from Your Honor's side.
Look at that. See how kind he's being, you guys? I just want to make sure on the record, of course, because the record is the most important thing, because law and stuff. So that I know that you, Your Honor, and all your wonderful dignity and stuff and such and things, etc., did not have anything to do with this. And of course, of course she didn't. I mean, she's such a wonderful person. Of course, they don't have anything to do with this. I know that, because if I said it was you guys, then I can't blame it on the jury. Look at his face. Your Honor, this is just, sad.
This is something that just pretty much sprang up.
Yeah, it just sprang up. My mother sprung it, and here it is.
A lot of my concern, though, just not from just the language and the actual post, but
yes, Daryl.
I was kind of concerned that I was the last one to learn of this information.
Oh, was you the last one to learn of the information? Oh, interesting. She's an appreciative mama.
Had been known. I wasn't aware of it until after 6:30 last night, or around that time, because I don't want to misquote the record, but somewhere around that time.
Shortly after 7.
Oh, so it was after. I didn't know. I thought it was. I knew it was after 6.
Ain't it funny when Daryl play dumb? Daryl playing dumb is hilarious. It just is. It's just a funny thing that happens. It's just funny.
30, but I didn't want to incorrectly
Come
state.
on, because I want to be accurate on my record. Your Honor.
Your
I can
Honor.
address that for you right now if you would like.
See, any other time when she would interrupt you or say something while you was talking, you'd be rolling your fucking eyes in your head, girl. Your eyes would be rolling up to the fucking ceiling, and the ceiling don't want nothing to do with you either, okay? But now look at you. All alert. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Oh, it's Daryl playing coy. It's the funniest thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, what, Daryl, etc.
if it pleases Your Honor, I would like to
It really don't, Daryl.
request some alternatives to
Alternative school, got you.
to this issue.
We know about your education. All right, what else? Yeah, what's your request?
Specific request would be to
What? Come on, just say it, Daryl. Just say it.
look into a mistrial.
Ooh.
And also any alternatives.
Ain't that funny? The jury's out deliberating, you guys. Just for some perspective, while he's doing this, whatever last stitch of hope that he got right now, the jury's deliberating. In this exact same episode of Daryl, which is this day, he's gonna get his guilty. Okay, and so while they're deliberating, here he is talking about some mistrial. No mistrial, no Mr. Trial, no Ms. Trial. Okay. My Pacific request, Tony.
Along those lines, short of that, or along those lines, or a mistrial. I was looking at some. Obviously, yesterday was very, very, very long for everybody, and as you know, because of my status,
Your status
here in the jail, I'm
I know about
allowed
your status
to have
in jail.
law library time up until.
Bubba told me your status is in a relationship. You know about my status in here in the prison, Your Honor. I am in a committed relationship. Bubba has promised me marriage, but I'm waiting. I told him I believe actions, Bubba. Okay, not words. That's what Daryl said. Daryl's a diva. Daryl's a diva. Daryl's a diva.
To a certain point of the evening, and then I have to shut it down per jail policy. So I was able to find a few different things that I wanted to bring to Your Honor's attention, if I may.
What'd you find, Daryl? Tell us about what you found.
One being United States versus Perez, 22 US 579. That specifically, I think it's referenced because that one is pretty old in itself, but it's referenced in a lot of the other case laws that I actually found. I think, and I could be, if I'm interpreting this incorrectly, I apologize. They kind of use that as kind of like the benchmark
The benchmark.
for what they refer to as manifest necessity. That's kind of like one of the leading cases that each one references in regards to issues similar to things like this when it comes into play. And it specifically
Not nice.
points to
Not nice.
trial judge's discretion. And I think that's kind of like the leading one. Also, I looked at Brown versus Rushton, 572 F.3D 198, which speaks to language. Is basically it speaks to the same thing. It speaks about manifest necessity,
manifest destiny.
If there's
Darrell talking about manifest destiny, y'all. Ooh, that's deep. Darrell, you so deep. That's what Bubba said. I'm sorry, Darrell. Did I go too far? Or did I not go far enough? That's what Bubba said. Okay. Chippy gonna go mind her business, all right? Chippy ain't gonna pick on you for 2 more minutes.
an issue of exculpatory evidence, things of that nature.
I know Darrell doing
also,
research now. Look.
United States versus Bates.
Okay, Bates.
That's BATES.
Like Norman Bates.
917 F
Psycho.
2D388.
What else?
Speaks of
Your freedom? No.
potential for impartial verdict. Specifically, it says along the lines of impartial verdict.
The partial.
If an impartial verdict can be reached, or if a verdict of conviction could be reached, but would have to be reversed on appeal due to an obvious.
That's funny. This is the first time you decided to do some homework, Darrell. You've been on this trial for 15 days. This is the 15th day of this. And you just now decided to do some fucking research while the jury is deliberating. Like, oh, what? The jury's out deciding my fate? Oh, I guess I should do some research now.
Procedural error in the trial. That's one of the main issues that speaks to.
Is it speaking?
I also looked at Arizona versus Washington. 434 US 497. And that speaks to what I was stating before. It says neither party in a case has a right to have his case decided by a jury which may be tainted by bias, and I say that because it certainly wasn't anything dealing with the prosecution. They had nothing to do with this. The defense had nothing to do with this, and certainly you, Your Honor, had nothing to do with this. But just for the concern factor, the language
in vogue.
It's pretty clear that this, if not directly came from a juror who sits on this panel, it came from someone who sits in this courtroom every single day.
Okay. Yeah, which could be somebody in the back, like just watching, which is their right. They can do that. I don't know if you realize this, but they can say whatever the fuck they want. Nobody told them they can't talk when they leave. Okay, the people who are in there. It's reporters in there coming out and reporting exactly what happened that day. So shut up, Darrell. Just shut up. Well, don't shut up, because this is funny. It's funny watching you and your hope.
Darrell, the language
is hopeity hope. Hopeity hope.
Directed towards you, Your Honor. Directed towards
is it clear?
Having clear bias towards the defense.
It's clear.
Some of the things that they quoted.
Ain't it funny too? It's like clear bias towards, which means that the thing is in your favor. How do you contest the thing that's in your favor? Like the Reddit is saying they're not being fair to Darrell, and Darrell's saying we need a mistrial. Somebody out in the world is pretending to think I'm a good guy. Something wrong here, you know? Like Darrell, it's in your favor. Why would it be a mistrial?
Of having knowledge of is extremely concerning.
Think about it like this. Think about this for a second. He's saying, I know he lying because he know, but he's saying, what he's saying is that somebody who he's suspecting is the jury. He's accusing someone in the jury of doing this. So he's saying that someone in the jury has a bias towards him, which means they like him. They think that this is unfair towards him, which would mean that it's not going to be unanimous. Like everybody's not going to say guilty because clearly there's somebody in there in the jury, according to Darrell, is like, this isn't fair towards Darrell. Why would you want a mistrial? Why would you be classifying for a mistrial? That would mean, if that was true what you were saying, then you already know that they're not going to find you guilty, that it's going to be a hung jury. So what you're saying doesn't make any fucking sense, Darrell.
Concerning. Extremely concerning.
I wish somebody said that to him.
Going back to some of these,
he's like, somebody in the jury likes me, and it
case
ain't
laws
right.
that I cited, it talks about something to the effect of the ends of public justice. But I think that is leaning more so towards the judge's discretion, I would say, at least from how I was interpreting it.
Hey, Albra, you was interpreting it, Darrell? Was you interpreting
obviously,
it?
I'm not educated in a lot of
obviously, I don't know
laws
shit
in itself, but
I'm
how
stupid.
I was interpreting it. This is definitely a concerning issue. It's definitely something that
James,
I would request Your Honor to take a long look at.
Isn't it weird? He's like he's afraid. He's scared because somebody made a Reddit in his favor. Darrell, this sounds dumb. This sounds like the opposite of what you should be saying.
Look at some options. Look at some alternatives.
Look at some options, some alternatives.
And those case laws I cited talks specifically about that, options that.
Yeah. While we discuss the options, can we order some pizza? Darrell, just ask her to order some pizza. Just ask her that. Okay.
You, Your Honor, can
while we
can
discuss
look at
the options
and use your discretion to see if it's appropriate in any way. But I'm extremely concerned about this.
And you're concerned?
If anything, for
hit the like button for Mama, please. Go hit the like button. Yes. Alternative.
Cautionary reasons.
Dexter.
I believe, Your Honor, that you definitely should
What should she do? Tell her
take
what
a look at everything I'm saying here.
She needs your advice. She needs your advice, Darrell. Tell her what she should do.
These case laws and
What's the request though that you're making?
What you want
based upon the case law that you cite?
What you want, Darrell?
I heard in there mistrial, but I want to make sure I understand your request for relief and what it is.
You say request for
relief.
Relief.
And what are you asking me to do based upon the information that the limited information we have about the Reddit post and this trial?
I guess my request would be, because of the concern of this.
Tell us about the concern, Darrell. We want to know.
Look at
alternatives.
Mistrial.
You want a mistrial?
Or at the very least,
that's all you want?
A discharge.
Darrell, that's all you want, a mistrial? Oh my God, you should have just said that. Okay, here. Oh wait, I forgot something. There, now here. Just in case you didn't notice, that was me wiping my ass with your mistrial, Darrell. Mama wiped her ass with your mistrial. Yes, this is just Hail Mary effort, M169. Indeed it is, honey. Which is hilarious because this is like while they're deliberating. The jury's deliberating while he's trying this.
Charge of the jury at this time. So this can be resolved. This is alarming. Hey Darrell. Hey Darrell. How do you suggest that it be resolved? like how do you resolve it? We already told you the person who made it said it was a prank. So you say until we can resolve it. Exactly how do we resolve it? Because we just told you it was resolved and you still don't believe it. Okay. So you pretending that there's some answer that you would accept is hilarious. Okay. To say the least.
Yeah. At least.
This post, and I don't know what Reddit is.
I don't know what Reddit is.
never heard of it or used it.
I ain't never.
So I don't know the extent of. It's almost like this could be like a snowball type of thing. It can start with something that's this small, and then it can snowball out of control into something totally different.
Like what? Darrell, tell us what you think it's gonna snowball into. Okay, and how many snowmen are you gonna make once it finishes? Darrell, your head look like the head of a snowman, does it not? Does it not? Does that not look like the head of a snowman? It does. His nose is definitely giving carrot fucking vibes. So for sure, Darrell is indeed a fucking snowman.
I don't know the extent of this website.
But then he calls it a thread. It's hilarious. No other social media, nothing refers to things as threads, but Reddit. And Darrell uses the term thread, okay? So clearly he knows what the fuck Reddit is, okay? It's him playing coy for me. Yeah, to say the least, you know what I'm saying? At the very least, we need to, you know.
I don't know who. Well, I think the name of the person who sent the
what you think their name is?
Who alerted the clerk, of course, to
what's their name, Darrell?
To this post. I think his name is in the email.
And we already got the name. That's why we got it confirmed already that it was a hoax, that it was a fake, that it was a prank. It was done. That's it. It was to be funny. It was like an ironic thing of, what if there was a person who agreed with Darrell and he was like, you know what? I'm going to make like a fake story about what it would be like to agree with Darrell and to think that Darrell was a good person. Clearly it was a fucking joke, Darrell, because you're not a good person and you never will be.
Then that even begs the question of, how did this person come across this site? What is their significance to this? What is their role in this? It's just so many questions, and I mean, clearly this points at the court's integrity. It points at your integrity, Your Honor. It's alarming.
Do it? Is that what it do?
It's very alarming.
Is it alarming?
And if there's a chance that,
hey Darrell, what's the alarm sound like with your tiny ass fucking hands? Look at this little baby hand holding this paper. It's Darrell holding the paper for me, Your Honor. This is alarming. We're going to need to do a mistrial, because what about a snowball? Oh, Darrell, your hope is hilarious.
There can be hidden bias in this jury. It needs to be addressed now rather than later.
The jury's already seen everything. They're already biased now. Like, they already all hate you, okay? Just from the evidence. What if, they're in there deliberating. Of course they have bias at this point. Like, they've already decided. Honestly, they in there eating sandwiches and shit. They in there eating crackers and drinking probably monsters. Ain't no telling what they're drinking. They probably all having a cocktail prematurely. They already know what they're going to do. They knew since day 2. Okay? When you kept forcing them to get up and go back in the room and come back and go back and go back and go back, you did that to yourself.
This is very concerning.
Okay, yeah, we already heard you say that part. What else? Have we run out of things to say, Darrell? Is that what happened?
Thank you for bringing up your concerns. Let me turn to the state if they want to respond. And then see what other issues they want to cover this time.
Yeah, Opera, tell him to go fuck himself.
There's the original post was on a subreddit thread called Justice for Darrell. That's the copy that the defendant has in front of him. That post was edited last night, claiming that it was a prank from the start and that the original poster didn't think it would get that far out of hand. The way that Reddit works, the only person who can modify the content of the original post is the original poster, and because the jurors have no access to any electronic devices, I think it's safe to say that our 12 jurors back there are not the original poster. So I think that puts that issue pretty much to bed. It's still obviously under investigation because
Tracy,
the court takes it so seriously, but there really is no actionable or any real reason why we should doubt the jury's being unbiased in this case.
Yeah, so go flush your thoughts down the toilet. Darrell, go take your thoughts, put them in the toilet, push the little button, flush them down, and then look straight up because your sink is attached to your toilet and wash your fucking hands, you dirty bastard, okay? Darrell don't wash his fucking hands. He don't. I just know he don't. His nails probably fucking filthy.
Like you just said, it's an investigation going on.
And
if there's investigation, then that clearly says that something is amiss.
No, that's not what the fuck it means. They're investigating because they know you were going to pull this shit. Okay, that's what they were like. We got to look into this. This motherfucker is going to hang on to this for dear life. We got to look into it so that we can tell him to go fuck himself formally, you know? Darrell, you can go formally fuck yourself there.
We have 15. We have 15 jurors. There's still too many questions that we don't know.
Feces as deodorant.
Too many.
Sounds about right.
I don't think anything's put to bed because we don't know.
Yeah.
It's unfair to say that the issue is put to bed when there's still so many questions left out there.
Like what? Like who did it? We already know. Like, was it a prank? We already know. Like, you getting 1,000 years? Spoiler alert. We already fucking know.
I'm sure you reviewed it yourself, Your Honor. You see the language in
years.
Whatever it is, thread. I don't know.
You see that? You see what I'm talking about? Why the fuck would you call it a thread? Nobody calls anything like that. Reddit is the only social media site thing where they use the term like thread is like it's like the term for all of the things. They're called threads. But he just knew that term, but he don't know what the fuck Reddit is. It's, this thread, it's just came off the top of my head. I just made that up, but this thread, Look at him playing coins. I don't know, thread, whatever you call it, because I don't know what Reddit is. I don't know. Darrell, your coin is hilarious. Never change, okay?